New and updated mods for Farm Sim 25 are here for Thursday, February 13th, and we're going to check them all out. In total, 31 mods released on the in-game mod up. All platforms got 22 new and 2 updates, and PC Mac players got 5 new and 2 updates. If you like staying updated yourself with all the latest mods in Farm Sim, make sure you're subscribed. Let's check them all out. Starting off, we got a new map for all platforms. This is Lipinki. This is a small Polish map, perfect for smaller equipment. 66 fields, 75 total farm areas to purchase. You've got things like the BGA and sawmill already on here. You also have several places for productions in addition to that, including carpentry, a spinning mill, and a dairy. There's also traffic, as you can see, running straight up and down the middle. Several forestry areas, although they are small. The map itself is a small map, so do be careful with that. They also say missions with transporting wood, destroying stones, and removing dry trees, varied terrain, autumn and winter details such as snowmen and mounds of leaves, collectibles, and much more. So I would imagine you'll probably see stuff that you normally see in the base game. I'm sure a lot of people will also be happy with this map. Maybe not a bunch of Americans owning a big American map, but hey, if you're looking for something a little smaller, here you go. We even have a big field on here, Field 58. Goodness gracious, about $600,000 for that. It's very rare that you see a big field on a small map. That is very, very cool. As far as everything goes, of course, up and down through here, you can see all of your different crops. Doesn't look like they've added anything new. If we bump over to what we get in our farmland, it's a little bit more difficult to see, but you get all these areas down here. So field 1, 29, 45, 46, and your farmland, which is going to be 75. If we poke around and try to get over there, we can see we've got quite a few places in this building. There are no required mods, so great news there. And everything that you need is right here, right on the farm. This layout looks very familiar to me, like I've seen this farm before, but I don't know if I have or not. I'm not even sure if this is a returning map or not. Nonetheless, there you go. It is Lipinki, or is it Lipinki? I don't know how to say it. I'm not even going to try. We're just going to move on. How about that? We do have our crop calendar, so here is that if you are curious about it. As far as animals go, we do have a shed with open chicken pasture and a pig pasture. However, we do not start with any animals. Plenty of contracts, so be good to go. Productions available. You've got the dairy, local bakery, carpentry, spinner, and the sawmill. And it doesn't look like we've got any purchased. None owned. So heads up through there. Here is all of this. You can kind of ignore that, to be fair. And all your vehicles can be found through here. Just kind of fling through those quickly. Next up, got these bad boys right here. This is the Lizard 44202 as well as the 5557. Now, we had quite a few of these different setups in Farming Simulator 22. I believe in 19 we saw these as well. As for specs and options, we got 300 horsepower with a manual transmission, 480 liters of fuel, goes 49 miles an hour, and we've got an engine option that goes up to 600. We do have different wheels, and then you've got a couple different bumpers to choose from on the front, with or without lights, which is nice, plus a main color. As for the 5557, you're going to see the same specs on here. However, it holds 10,000 liters in the back. You can expand that up to 16,600. You can also go down to 12,000 if you want to. 16,000, yeah, I said the right words. You got same engine, same wheels, same bumper, main color, of course, but your design color is going to change up the rear. Here's what they look like in game. If you'd like a little bit of a size comparison, we'll jump into here. The first one with the fifth wheel on the back, so you can pull around semi-trailers and things like that. These are some heavy-duty off-road trucks, baby. Yeah. Doesn't look like we got anything. We do have a nice horn sound, so that is pretty cool. And then back here, same thing. However, we do have the dump bed on the back, so that is nice to see. Again, holds up to, what was that, about 16,000, something like that. It's a pretty cool setup. These things will not fly. However, they do have a pretty good little get up. And not to mention that, but we also have a lot of movement when it comes to the suspension in the back, because the front, or the second and third axles, are connected with one of those, I don't know what that is, kind of things. But it makes it look really cool when you go over stuff. Look at that. That's so cool. So Very awesome. Great job on these. Super cool. Next up, we have the Lizard Utili trailer, or as known, the utility trailer. This was from Slush's Mining, and we've got not one, but 3 different sizes to choose from. So you've got a very small one, you've got a little bit larger, and then you've got the dual axle big boy. This is the one we're going to show off today. Wheel options include a standard, and we have a couple different setups for the rims that you would find on the pickup trucks. We do have a chassis color, fender color, and rim color. You may have also noticed that the small one and the big one have rails around the outside. However, there are no rails around the outside for the middle one. It's very rare to see a trailer that actually hooks up to the trucks, but this one does, so that is great news. Anything that we could do with this? Well, it looks like we do have a movable ramp that we can control, and it doesn't kind of push things around. It's pretty flat, knows exactly where it is, and that is great. We also have tension belts, which is very, very nice, and we even have something going on here. Now check that out. So we've got different places to put our ball hitch. That is kind of neat. All right, so depending on where you need to put it, you can move it around. Cool. Just don't do it a bunch because mine's already tweaked out. Can we hook it back up the right way? Hey, there we go. Oh, and one other thing, you can also open up the sides too. So if you click open cover, this will open up and you can drive up the side, which is really neat. If you prefer one that's a little bit more European in style, well, you can go with this one, the Lizard Car Tow Trailer from Kasdan 18. You do have a floor that this one has, but that's about it. Next, we have the Hymach Energy. There's 2 of these available. One is a mulcher, which kind of makes it nice if you don't want the grass just kind of hanging around. And then you've got a mower version. We have 2 different designs. We have a white one for like private use, and then an orange one for communal use. 120 horsepower, 1.5 meter working width at 4 miles per hour. At the end of the day, they are mowers. So they'll hook up to the back 3-point on your tractor. I guess you could hook it up to the front as well, but that would look a little bit silly. And then you can maneuver the arm to pretend like you're cutting the hedges and stuff like that. Next, we have the Madara Agro RollingBear. This is a roller for you guys. 6 meters wide, 9 mile per hour max speed. 80 horsepower is required. You could change it from a soil roller. We also have a grass roller set up too. We don't have a lot of grass rollers, especially something a little bit wider, so that's nice to see. And then you've got main, and rim color setups that you could change. Next one's a slurry spreader. This is the Meprozet PN-50. This has got a 50 horsepower requirement. 10 meter spread at 10 miles per hour, holds 5,000 liters, and you've got a few different wheel brands to choose from, a couple wheel setups depending on which one you go with. We do have fenders that can be added or taken away, a pipe which can be added or taken away, and then a rear bumper for the same. You also have decals, the logo only, without logo, or just yes in general. One of the nice things is all of these come by standard, so it's not something that you have to add, although it does add some to the price. Colors options, words, you've got your frame, your pipe, your add-ons, and then your rim. Next up, we have the Vicon PS 1004 1654. That is going to correlate to your literage on there. It holds lime or solid fertilizer, 18 meter spread at 12 miles an hour, and you can change up and add some wheels or that plate on the bottom. Next is our rear agricultural platform, which goes by the same name in the mod hub. Weighs about a half a ton for you, and we've got a couple different designs that you can change up. This is not a bulk carrier. This only holds normal goods, so like bills, pallets, stuff like that. It does have straps, and you do have a color to change. Next is the fuel barrel. We've got a couple different setups for this. So you've got the fuel barrel with pallet 01 and a pallet 02. Basically, the single barrel is going to be 200 liters of fuel, and then you have the pallet form with 400 liters on there. You can add a pump to the top, but it doesn't really do anything. And then you've got a color option that you could change up as well. However, the pump's not going to do anything. And again, with the color option, you can change it whatever you want. You do pay for this, and then when it's gone, it's gone. You got to get it again. So I would recommend if you're pinching pennies or something like that, stick with the original color that it gives you and go no pump. From FS Miner, next up we have the Skid Steer Tool Pack. I believe this was in Farming Simulator 22, and we've got some cool stuff with it in 25. So let's start off with the first one. HD Shovel. You've got with or without teeth. You do have a main color option, which is very cool. Holds 3,400 liters, and that's going to be of your bulk crop. Next one, we have the SB 1 80. This one is a little bit different because it only holds your standard forage crops, 550 liters of those, so a lot less. And you do have a color option there too. Then lastly, we have the skid steer mower, 1.9 meter work width, 5 miles an hour, 5 horsepower is required for it, so you can really use it with anything. You do have a main and a design. I'm going to assume that the design is going to change up the stripe on the side, and it does. If you're looking for something for a telehandler, well, this is it right here, the Manitou CBG 2450, the MS CPG. Almost rhymes with heebie-jeebie. Attachment type, you have the Manitou. You also have a regular telehandler attachment as well. So depending on what you're working with, you can use this with a few different things. 2,500 liter capacity, and it is going to be all bulk crop. If we go to customization and combinations, you can use it with all of your telehandlers in game. Next, we have the Fliegl Silage Roller from Greenstar. 3 mile per hour max speed on here, 2.8 meter working width. But it doesn't have any customization options. No colors, nothing like that. However, still very nice. Good job. Next is the Tenwinkel David Serie. There you go. We've got a couple different weights in here. So you've got the 700, 800, 1011, and 1200s. We're only missing the 900 in there. They are just weights at the end of the day. Pretty standard, straightforward, very boxy and all that good stuff. But again, it is the David Serie. Jumping over to some placeables, we have the small biogas plants from Bartson V3. These can be found in your production chains, and we'll just give you a little wow all the way around the small version, and we'll wing it wide to show you around the large version. Now, these don't take up a lot of space. They don't really do a whole lot, but the great thing is they do all the things that you need them to do, so it doesn't look like they're going to be adding anything extra. However, you still have your manure, silage, slurry, and cut sugar beets on both of them. Capacities really aren't too bad either, all things considered. If you go with the small double, it is actually going to be a little bit more than double when it comes to certain things. Now, other things will not be. For example, for cut sugar beets, the large one only holds 1,000 liters more for some reason. I think maybe they messed up or didn't put the right number on that. Also, the outgoing digestate is going to be a whole lot less on the single, but still not too bad, 50 compared to 80,000 liters. Pretty cool. And if you're looking for some small BGAs, maybe to put on your cow farm or something like that, that way you don't have to keep traveling back and forth to the BGA, these may be the perfect additions. Also, one heads up with these, they also add stuff on the ground. So this is going to be something that, boop, is gone. Boop, did you see it just disappear there? So don't worry if you see that put down whenever you place it. It is not permanent. Next, we've got the warehouse shelter. This is 43 by 25 meters. It is a big boy, to say the least. You can see right here, we have a tip trigger. It says total capacity 0 of 2,000. So yes, there you go. You can store bales here, which is super duper cool. And whenever you're ready to get them out, boom, you can click right there. You might be able to see it just ever so slightly because it does disappear. Whenever you get close, these icons appear on the ends. So that is pretty cool. I like that. I think that's neat. So you can just drive in, drop your stuff off, be good to go. And you can walk everywhere in here, which is not something that you can say of all things that you could store. No customization on here, though, so you're not going to be adding any solar panels. You're not going to be adding any sides, nothing like that. No colors either. Next is our big Renovated Cow Barn, and boy, oh boy, is it large. I'm going to cut on my help window just to kind of see what we can do. Click the button, raise the net. Ooh, a lot of noises going on through there. There you go, so you've got that. I'm assuming we could do the same thing here. Yep. Let's put that back down. That is really annoying. As far as how many cows it'll hold, 150, so that's not too bad. And because you cannot build a fence with this, if you're on PC, you can modify that. So it doesn't have to just hold that many. We also have some buttons over here to turn on a light and open a door. What door are we opening here? Oh, that little one right there. Didn't need to do that, but we can. Very cool, very cool. There's also a light here, but I'm not sure what that's turning on. Here, let's turn on light. I'm assuming it's outside. Yeah, probably. So we've got that. You've got your milk trigger right there. If we swing around towards the other side, you get a bunch of doors on this one. So let's start opening up doors. So this one's going to go right inside here. We've got another light trigger here for the outside, I'm guessing. Maybe not. And then we've got some doors here. That one doesn't open. That one doesn't open. That one does open, but it opens into that door, which also opens, I'm guessing. Oh, let's find out, should we? Yeah, we should definitely. Let's wait for this to close back up. 3, 2, 1. And it does. Hey! So 2 door opening animations for 1 door. That's kind of neat. That's kind of cool. I like that a lot. That's awesome. Also, this is what it looks like with the shade closed, and it comes open by default. Next one is the building farm set. Comes with 4 different buildings. You've got a garage, shed, garage, and cowshed. So there you go. Heads up, one of them is not where it's supposed to be, and it is the building right over there. We'll talk about that, or at least talk about the naming scheme of it, because on the mod hub it says garage, cinder block garage, and shed. However, this cinder block shed here, at least I assume this is it. Maybe it's that over there. This is found in tools, so heads up through there. Also, this is kind of neat right here. I like this. It looks like there used to be a door, but 'tis no more. Again, nice place to work on stuff. If you're looking for a small European-inspired or maybe Central European-inspired building set, this may be a good one to go for. You've also got a cowshed that comes along with this. Only 40 head of cattle, but I will always reiterate, if you're on PC, you can increase that number up tenfold or how many ever you want in the XML menu. Swinging around, we got all kinds of stuff through here. 50,000 liters of food, 40,000 liters of straw, 50,000 liters of slurry. Looks extremely good, well detailed, highly detailed around towards the inside. And we even have some really big doors here. So you can pull a combine harvester in here, smaller tractor, a medium-sized tractor in there if you would like to. Even a door here on the side where you can pull stuff in towards the side and pack that in with all these, maybe 1 or 2 of each, and you got yourself a lot of good space. Not done with cowsheds yet. We got another one here for you. This is the cowshed with garage. They do say the silo does not support AI drive function, so do be aware of that. First things first, let's just kind of walk in and familiarize ourselves with the layout. So you've got a door there. We've got another door around towards here. Kind of cool. Check that out. Does that say cows? I know it says, was that cow 5? That's cows. That spells cows where I'm from. We've got another area here, nice little storage room. And then finally the kitchenette breakfast area, whatever you want to call it. This is neat because you could put this down and actually utilize it as part of your, any role play or something like that. Let's cut on our help window so we can see exactly what this is wanting us to do. So this is going to be for milk, but there's no trigger inside this thing, which should be a trigger. We have turn on a light, so you've got lights around towards the inside there. You've got another dump trigger here, which appears to be for food, as I'm getting the food trigger down at the bottom right-hand corner. It says total capacity 80,000 liters, but that could also be for a silo. Interesting. Let's come around. Let's open up door. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we need to open that and then install the conveyor belt. There you go. All right, so dump here, and then you've got your area up there. That's pretty cool. So come to the right side first. That's why you always turn on your help window so you know what's going on. Now the light trigger around towards the inside. Right here, we've got a door open. So it's going to be opening that door up there. Very nice. You got your place here where you get your animals. Doesn't look like we have a number on here. Am I missing it? Yeah, let's just click this way. Oh, 12. That's not a lot. All right. Well, there you go. If you needed that. Looks like we've got slurry around towards the inside, and then food for our animals is going to go there. This is very detailed, man. There's a lot to this. Doesn't hold much, but it is pretty sweet. This is definitely I would consider this a garage with a cowshed instead of cowshed with garage. But I do like how they've done it. And I think the animation of the pipe coming out, that's pretty cool. Next up, we have the Farmhouse Package Volume 2. And heads up, there's only one thing that's in the farmhouses. Nothing else is a farmhouse. It's so irritating when people don't label things the correct way. The only one where you can actually sleep is over here on this little rickety bench. This is called Farmhouse number 1. It is not a farmhouse. It is a cow farm, and it's in the cows. Nothing about that's a house. I'm so irritated. You have no idea. You've got a place right here where you can buy your cows if you want to. It only holds 12, so it doesn't even count, I think. This is farmhouse number 2, which is not a farmhouse at all. It holds sheep. Sheep. Not anything. 15 of them. Again, huge building. It irritates me beyond just comprehension. I try to do my best, but this one just blows my mind how idiotic this is. Then you've got this one, which is another farmhouse, but it's not a farmhouse. It's a shed. And then you've got this one, which is also shed, but it is in the category of not shed. This is in the workshops. Just because you want to call this a house doesn't mean it is. There's no sleep trigger. You can't sleep there. It's not a farmhouse. That's the farmhouse. That's the only one. Okay, I'm done. I apologize. Next to last, we've got a cone. And it is exactly what it looks like. You can even lease one if you want to for $2. Check this out. You get a yeepoke. I love that so much. These are cones. They stay where you put them because they're technically placeable or not placeables. They're not vehicles either. They're little tools, but I like the way they did this. This is super cool. You could buy quite a few of these and just go put them wherever you want. It's awesome. Your last new one today for all platforms is going to be the old shed. I could not find this one anywhere. I re-downloaded it, downloaded it again, etc. Put it in the game, took it out, put it back in. Can't find it. I have no idea where this is. It's not in sheds where it should be, at least in my game. So, hey, if you've been able to find it, let me know. Jumping over to updates, we have the Orizzonti MixRev Series version 101. Fixed working speed, only Rev 200. And your only other update for all platforms is Mixer and Fermenter. They've got the trigger correction and the removal of collisions on nozzles. Jumping over to our new ones for PC and Mac players, we got the Trumag RBTW. This is for hooking up to a small tractor, and then you could go around and pick up round bales with it. So, very cool. Capacity is 4 bales. You do have a warning triangle on the back, and you could change up those design colors. Next is our Vakutec VA 8600. This is a Serie spreader. And the camera is faced right around the very front of the tank, so I have to zoom way out to see the back of it right here. 8.6 thousand liter capacity, 80 horsepower required, 15 meter spread, and 9 miles per hour. Incredibly well done on the modelings from ADA. They always do a great job. You got different tire options to choose from. You've also got different setups for those. As far as the spreader goes, we have the Prowler. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, you've got 2 different sets. They both look like they're going to be 15 meter spread, so it is up to you. Fenders are a yes and a no. You also have PTO protection around towards the front, I would assume. It's not really doing much, to be fair. You also have a slurry hose step, and then side marker lights of square and round. Next is the field service trailer. This is able to refill your things in the field, and you can also work on stuff. So it's a mobile trigger. That's why it is on PC and not consoles, because you can't have a mobile workshop trigger on consoles. As far as this, you have a standard or DEF trigger, 2 different wheel options to choose from, glowing markers. You also have strobe lights, main color, and rim color. Next, we have the free gates and fences, and it does exactly what it sounds like. The mod makes gates and fences free of charge, including when building animal husbandries. Last new one for PC Mac players is Unlimited Pallets. This removes the pallet spawn limits globally for husbandries and production points. Lastly, we have updates for PC and Mac players, and we have a massive update for Contract Boost. So, this is the infamous version 1.1 that I've been using for the past month plus. So they've got user-contributed translations, so they've allowed hay from tedding contracts, allow collecting straw bales from baling contracts, allow collecting wrapped silage bales from bale wrapping contracts. Added cultivator to seeding missions, just in case you messed up. Added windrow to baling missions, in case you want to work to baler, use a worker to bale. Added support for customizing of the number of contracts for each type of contract individually, with the ability to disable contract types if you don't want to see them. Added the feature to remove already added fill items when with the enable field work tool fill items setting is switched off. Added feature to remove unwanted contracts when you change the custom max per type setting. This setting is executed both on the game load and save. Added a feature to prefer harvesting missions over baling missions, as cereal crop harvesting missions are less frequent due to the number of straw baling missions. Added feature to enable or disable certain types of harvesting contracts. Contract boost settings are now managed in-game. All settings previously in the configuration file can be set in the general settings panel in-game and will be updated when saving your game. Also, new FS25 contract boost XML configuration file in the save game folder should only be manually edited when the game is not running. The old contract boost XML configuration file mod settings folder has been depreciated. Also, settings have been rebuilt to support multiplayer synchronization. The server is the source of truth for settings. You also got client receive settings on connect or change. And lastly, I know it's not Groundhog Day, but we do have another update to financing. This one being version 1.0.2. They've improved the mod compatibility, fixed a nil reference loop crash, and fixed payment issue on multiplayer. This mod has been at the center of a lot, and it's good to see at least that it's getting updates. Hopefully it'll be all flushed out. And there you go. That is everything for today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like on it if you did. Get subscribed if you're new, and enjoy the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos right here on the channel. I hope you have an awesome day. Enjoy playing with these mods, and I'll see you in the next one.